leniency works only if there is a credible threat to be detected. That's as simple as that. And why would you confess if you will simply not be detected? You won't. So for leniency to work optimally, you need to have a strong pipeline of ex officio cases. And that is difficult for two reasons. One is psychological. It's difficult to resist the temptation to dig this golden mine that seems to be a leniency program and focus all your attention on it. Because it's easier. It consumes less resources for more shiny results. You know, building ex officios, I mean, all the professionals in the room know, it's you start 10 cases on leads, you end up maybe with one decision. And it's long, and it's frustrating, and it's difficult. But it needs to be done, because if it is not done soon, there is no leniency either. And I think it's not a secret that leniency internationally went down in numbers throughout the last decade. And there is now a fatality here. Of course, cartel behavior has become more sophisticated, more complicated. Technology plays a role here. I mean, you don't need to travel to the Bahamas and meet your colleagues worldwide in a fancy hotel anymore, so therefore you don't find any bills for this hotel or any plane ticket and etc. So you do a lot of things in the internet these days. But it's more complicated, it's more intensive in resource, notably in capital, because you need to invest into pretty sophisticated software, in also human resource, because specialists of cyber crimes are not in that big supply, but it's doable. So what we've been doing for the last 3 years is we have stepped up our enforcement, focusing on ex officio. We have stepped up our activity in terms of inspections, although, of course, the COVID years didn't help. It was put at an out then, but ever since, we had a very steady rate of inspections. And what do we see? And there is no magic in it. For the first time for a long time, the immunity applications are on the rise. There is a relationship. So we do intend to continue to focus a significant part of our resources on ex officio. This is long-term, this is more resource-intensive, as I said. That means also building long-term relationships with some market participants. But this work is absolutely crucial if you want to have a good record in cartel enforcement, as is international cooperation. Because for big international cartel, this is a matter in which cooperation matters more than in any other field. If your framework are disaligned, if one of the large jurisdictions is not reliable, the loss is tremendous. Because nobody is going to confess a case in the US if you think you will not get the immunity in the EU, or the other way around. So it's really, for a large international cartel, it's a global game that can only be played collectively through a cooperative outcome.